Good afternoon and welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Lauren Coleman here with Amanda Ferguson, Tim Buckley, and Jalen Gilkey today. Nice to have you on the show today, Amanda.
Thanks for letting me join you guys.
Welcome, yes.
Make sure to head over to our WFMY News 2 Facebook page. We live stream the show over there and talk to you throughout the entire hour.
Yeah, because we have a lot to talk about today. The big story, the chance of storms. So, Tim, what's it looking like right now?
Yeah, as far as the triad goes, guys, most of us are still seeing a good amount of sunshine. Temperatures are fine in the upper 70s, close to 80 right now, and hardly any of us are seeing any rain or storms. But this is starting to really ramp up, and as I show you the radar on the wide view, you can see there's a severe thunderstorm way down there to the south. Also, we have one in Surry County right now. I'll show you that in just a second, but want you to know a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until midnight. And this is basically for anybody along and north of Interstate 40 all the way, especially toward the Virginia border counties. But let's talk about the foothills right now because you have some action that's really pretty serious. Taking a look at Surry County specifically, this storm means business. You have a severe thunderstorm warning right now. In Surry, I want you to be inside until this storm passes. Here's Mount Airy, there's Highway 52, here's Interstate 77. This storm has just moved over the interstate, but it's putting down hail. I've seen a couple of videos on social media of hail kind of blanketing the ground like snow, and that's what these purple areas represent on radar. That's what hail looks like when we see it on radar. It's very, very clear to me right now, looking at a 3D view, that there's a ton of hail in this storm. It is moving closer to the Mount Airy area in just about 5 to 10 minutes, so be inside while that thing passes. There could be gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That's the only storm I'm tracking in our area right now, but this is your severe weather threat level. We have a level 2 risk for the northern corners of our area and a level 1 pretty much everywhere else. Futurecast shows storms going to continue to pop up, but not all of you will see them. They're scattered. They're hit or miss. The trouble is we're going to do this again tomorrow. It's a dry morning, a dry midday, and then more scattered storms are likely. You see it right there by Saturday evening. Coming up, we'll talk more about your weekend forecast, but also return to that live radar for the folks in Surry County.
Keep track of the storm chances on our free WFMY News 2 app. There you will find the latest weather alerts, radar, and the 7-day forecast. And make sure to check out our WFMY News 2 YouTube page. You will have live updates as the rain chances increase. Just make sure to subscribe.
Let's get to your 4 to 5 roundup. Governor Roy Cooper has signed a bill into law that makes school districts required to offer in-person summer school to students who struggled with remote learning during the pandemic. Parents would have the final say on whether their students will go to summer school. Other students who may not be considered at risk can enroll if space allows. The summer school program would not hold class on Saturdays and would offer transportation and meals to students. And Randolph County Sheriff's Office has a warning for parents about a new app called Spot a Friend. Deputies say teens are using the app as a Tinder alternative, and it could be home to predators. It also knows your child's location, which enables it to connect them with others in the same vicinity. Deputies say the only way you can really keep your children safe is by having access to their account and monitoring it on a regular basis. They also say you should talk to your kids about the danger of meeting people online. Wet n Wild Emerald Point in Greensboro is adding 600 employees for the summer season. That includes lifeguards, food and beverage, facilities, retail and sales, and you have to be at least 15 years old. After being closed for more than 600 days, Wet n Wild expects to reopen Saturday, May 29th. That is Memorial Day. We have more information about how you can apply on our website.
The flag at Buckingham Palace flies at half-staff after the death of Prince Philip. Queen Elizabeth's husband was just months away from his 100th birthday. Also known as the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip was last seen in public a few weeks ago after spending a month in the hospital for an infection and a heart condition. People are already laying flowers at Windsor Castle. Now, this is where Prince Philip spent much of the pandemic with the Queen.
I do think it's the end of an era, but we do still have our Queen. How she's going to deal with it will be interesting, with what's going on as well with the rest of the family, because he was, great support to her, I believe.
Because of COVID restrictions, royal officials say Prince Philip will not have a state funeral, nor will he lie in state for the public to pay their respects. His funeral will be at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. Many of you are responding to the news on our Facebook page. Catherine says, "So sorry to hear this. I hope the Queen is all right. My thoughts are with them." Edward says he lived a good life. Rest high on the mountain. Teresa says, as long as they were married, I'm sure Queen Elizabeth feels like part of her has died. Prayers for the royal family. We'll have more on Prince Philip's life and legacy later on in the show.
Well, one thing we know for sure is people here in the Triad and across North Carolina step up when others are in need. National Volunteer Week is quickly approaching. It's an opportunity to highlight the impact volunteer service has on our local communities. I caught up with United Way of Greater Greensboro to learn more about the safe volunteer opportunities it's promoting for the week. Whether it's collecting supplies for children in school or providing financial aid to local nonprofits, the United Way of Greater Greensboro is committed to service.
Everything we do, from the strategic partners that we fund and work with to our family success centers, all of our volunteer events, all focus on that mission of ending poverty.
Beginning April 19th through the 23rd, the United Way is joining the Volunteer Center of the Triad and local community organizations for National Volunteer Week. Marketing and Communications Manager Lauren Forbes says the week is meant to encourage people to seek out imaginative ways to engage in their communities.
National Volunteer Week is a week that happens every year around the entire country to promote volunteerism and to celebrate volunteers and all of the things that they do in our communities.
Due to COVID-19, the organization is offering ways people can get involved safely at home.
So we're asking people with their friends and family, with their neighborhood, put a box on your front porch or put it in a community center, maybe in your neighborhood, and collect items to benefit members of United Way's Family Success Centers and their families and their young children.
There are also ways to volunteer safely in person.
They can help pack food with Backpack Beginnings. They can unload delivery trucks with One Step Further. So we're encouraging families, communities, neighborhoods to safely gather outdoors and to participate in the Great American Cleanup during National Volunteer Week.
So no matter what you choose, when it comes to helping others, there is always work to do. So Forbes also says the United Way is encouraging others to participate in their mentoring program, which can be done virtually. For more information on those opportunities, you can visit our website.
And I'm going to be honest, I was taught growing up to always give back your time, because we were, I grew up blessed and more fortunate than a lot of other people that I realized once I got to college. But one thing my mom really instilled in us was to make sure that we give back our time and monetary things and things of such nature, just because you never know what someone else is dealing with and never know what someone else is going through and what your impact can be on someone else's day.
Exactly, and I'm sure a lot of people want to give back and don't know how, so it's nice to know that there are safe ways to do that nowadays.
Yeah, most definitely. And Jalen, my mother and father also taught me the importance of giving back. We're all in Greek fraternities and sororities. I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and we're all about service, whether it's raising money for scholarship funds, helping out local food banks. We're all about giving back. So I'm so glad they're having a week like this so people can know about what opportunities are out there.
Absolutely, and there are plenty of opportunities here in the Triad that we could take advantage of, and you will all at home can take advantage of as well, to make sure to give back your time and resources.
All right, absolutely. We'll be right back. Or actually, we have another story.
A Guilford County man thought his lottery win was an April Fool's joke. Edward Estes tried his luck and bought a Cash 5 ticket for the April 1st drawing on the lottery's website. His ticket was one of two to match all 5 balls in the drawing, earning him more than $227,000 before taxes. He said as soon as he saw he won, he couldn't believe it and waited almost a week before claiming his prize. After required federal and state tax withholdings, he took home about $160,000.
Wow.
I don't think I'd wait a week, but I wouldn't believe it either.
If I win, I'm telling you, I'm going immediately, and no one's ever going to hear from me again. So just know if I disappear.
We would know if you won.
Yeah, if y'all never hear from me again, it's because I won the lottery.
Yeah, so if you just don't show up to work, we know you're in Turks and Caicos, right?
There it is. You're learning quick.
Yeah, I'm learning quick.
I
That's what you want. But yeah, I would probably think it was a joke too. I'm not very lucky. I don't win much. I think the most I've won is maybe $5 off of a scratch off.
I've never won anything.
My grandma was the luckiest person I ever met. Her birthday is July 11th, so 7/11, and she would win scratch-offs, little quick picks, all the time. Unbelievable.
Okay, well, we need to ask her for the lucky numbers so we can win.
Absolutely. She's got them for you, believe it.
Okay. All right, we'll be right back after this break.
And make sure you come join us on Facebook. Come talk to us about
talk to us.
where you would go if you won the lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me try
put
to
it
pull.
underneath the.
There we go.
Is it underneath the clamp?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go.
Is that better?
There you go. Okay, spread that out. There you go. Underneath.
Yeah.
Is the connector or antenna crimped or bent in any way?
No. Nope.
Okay. Well, let's try that because the
Hold up.
pickup element was a little loose.
Okay.
So maybe that was it.
Is this in the right space?
So we'll do the next block and see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, okay, this one way down.
Yes. Mic check 1 2 3. Is this better? Mic check 1 2 3. Okay. Jeff, it's better.
Britain's Prince Philip, the husband of Queen Elizabeth, has died at the age of 99.
He had been in and out of the hospital as his health has deteriorated over the years.
Yeah, Ian Lee is in London with a look back at his life.
Prince Philip will be remembered most simply as Queen Elizabeth's husband, her consort and constant companion. But he had royal titles to spare long before they met, born a Prince of Greece and Denmark. During his career with the British Royal Navy, he met the 13-year-old Princess Elizabeth and was assigned to entertain her with a game of croquet. The pair immediately hit it off. He wrote to the princess throughout World War II, and when the war ended, the dashing prince returned to England, renounced his right to the Greek throne, and became a British commoner. It wasn't long before the two were engaged.
I am so happy that on this, my third visit, my future husband is by my side.
Their royal wedding in 1947 at Westminster Abbey brought a much-needed celebration to a country still reeling from war. Prince Charles was born a year later. In 1952, Princess Elizabeth's father, King George VI, died of cancer, and Elizabeth became queen.
Royal dukes do their homage.
Prince Philip took a commanding role in his children's upbringing and education. He was also a sportsman who excelled in polo and sailing. He toured the world both alone and alongside his queen, developing a passion for protecting endangered animals.
If somebody doesn't look after them, I mean, they really will disappear.
Prince Philip was famous for his salty tongue, and his gaffes often made headlines, like when he told an African delegation dressed in traditional clothing they looked like they were ready for bed.
Half an hour later, mind if I go on? I've got to get to...
Prince Philip played a unique role in the royal family, one that his wife appreciated.
He has quite simply been my strength and stay all these years.
At age 97, Prince Philip gave up his driver's license following a crash near his country estate.
World's most experienced pluck unveiler.
Over 7 decades, he completed more than 22,000 solo appearances and thousands more alongside his wife, the Queen.
Wow, 99 years old. Buckingham Palace said further announcements will be released in due time.
It is expected that funeral arrangements will be private because of the pandemic.
Hey there, everybody. Wanted to give you a radar update. Tim Buckley with you right now. We're tracking a severe thunderstorm warning that continues for Surrey County. It's been extended until 5 o'clock, but this is mainly only for Mount Airy proper. Just to the east of that, you can see right here, this is a nasty looking storm. And as I track this for you, we have those pinkish colors. What those are showing me is there's very likely to be a lot of hail in the system. In fact, already starting to get some pictures and videos from folks in this area of hailstones. As we look at a 3D slice of this system, you can see it's really tall at about 30,000 feet, but it also does have the characteristics of a big hailstorm. Now, elsewhere, there's not a lot going on. We have another weaker storm in Wilkes County. We'll have updated radar looks throughout the 4 to 5. Stay tuned.
Hey, Facebook.
Talk to us on Facebook, guys.
So we were just talking about if you were to win the lottery, where would you go? Amanda, where would you go?
I'd probably go to an island.
An island?
Maybe I'll join Jalen.
Okay. I think I would want to go to Greece.
Oh, that'd be cool
Maybe
too.
Sydney, Australia, South Africa. Those are like 3 places on my list that I want to make sure I go to in my life.
I'd love to go to Italy.
Oh, I've never been, but everybody in my family, my parents and my sister have been, but I have not. I hear it's beautiful. Food
I
is
would just
good.
love to have all that pasta.
Yeah.
Italy looks great on Instagram. All my friends live there. All the
Or
time.
Greece, that's a good one too.
Greece
Yeah,
would be
that's a great one for the
great.
gram.
For the gram?
Get some great pictures.
Yeah.
Facebook, what's your favorite vacation destination? Let us know. I need some ideas. Getting the second vaccine soon. Y'all know I'm going to Turks and Caicos, but I need another stop on my voyage.
I've never been to Jamaica. Have you all ever been before?
No.
Never been to Jamaica either. I might
before.
just do a little 2 for 1.
I kind of want to go to Costa Rica too.
Oh, that
yeah.
would be really nice.
Oh, y'all, you know what's a good one? Belize.
I hear that's nice too.
Yeah, I've heard great things about Belize.
The DR. Some of these places would be great places to volunteer as well too, since we're talking about volunteering today too.
Y'all, somebody's calling me.
Calling you during the show?
That's what I'm saying. They don't know I'm working at 4 o'clock. Whoever from Morehead City, North Carolina calling me, please stop.
What is the state of your current relationships? Would you consider them profitable or draining?
Probably both. Today on U Day, Coach Lamont shares insight on how to forgive others for the mistakes they have made towards us.
The people we love are not perfect, but there are times when their actions may hurt, but it doesn't mean that you walk away or throw the entire person away. It reminds me of a story of a group of porcupines. It was a cold winter and they decided in an effort to save their lives from the elements, they would simply huddle together for warmth. They discovered as they huddled, the quills of each other wounded their closest companion. Not wanting to endure the pain any longer, they all decided to part ways. Because of the cold, some died. They had a decision to make. Do we suffer the pain of the quill or die? They decided that a small wound was better than death. Things happen, but we must forgive. Mistakes are made, but we must extend grace. It may be worth it in the end. This is Coach Lamont reminding you to have your best U Day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Well, if it weren't for this weather forecast right now, most of you wouldn't have an idea that bad weather was on the way. Right now we're looking at a lot of sunshine continuing, a bit of a breeze. It's warm and comfortable across many of the Triad cities, but the same can't really be said for everybody across the Triad. As we look at the temperatures, again, they don't tell the story either. It's a warm day, low 80s, upper 70s. Everywhere is enjoying a lot more of that summer-like warmth. But back out to the west here, we're starting to look at some differences. Actually, we have to take a closer look at this. Hold on. This is a new severe thunderstorm warning for Mount Airy. Actually, guys, we are going to have to take this full here. This is a tornado warning now for Surry County until 4:45. So this is brand new. Thanks for taking this full. I'm going to position myself where I can access the computer. But we are looking at a tornado warning now. So we're going to stay on this for a while, everybody. This is a tornado warning for Surry County. Just to the east of Mount Airy. This is where we're seeing this storm right now. This is brand new information. So we've been watching this storm producing a lot of hail over that way. And right now they're calling this a tornado warning. Looks to me to be because we're seeing rotation in this direction. This is the spot where that rotation is starting to happen. And so just to the east of Mount Airy, honestly, right in this general area, right near Sheltontown. Tornado warning for you until 4:45 p.m. So this is a serious situation. We're going to stay on this until this is dropped for your area. What I want you to do, if you're in eastern Surry County, I want you to go ahead and get to a safe location. We talk about this all the time. Low level of your home, away from windows, away from exterior walls. As many barriers as you can put in between you and the outside as possible, that is going to be a better way for you and your family to stay safe. If you're just tuning in, this is a tornado warning. And guys, I'm going to be in the V set here. This is where I'm going to be. I'm just going to get my weather cart ready to go. So for Mount Airy, you are actually not included in this warning. This is already just a little bit to your east, but we are looking at this storm just to the east of you. And so this is brand new. Where's the warning now? Let's zoom in a little bit closer. This is the part of the storm that has me concerned. Right near Highway, I believe it's Highway 89 here. We're in the Sheltontown community, and there is some rotation showing up on radar. Not a ton of rotation, honestly, but there is enough that the Weather Service has issued what it looks to be a brief tornado warning. So this is that rotation. You see the greens, you see the reds up against one another. What we look for are those to be extremely tight. And when they're tight like this air is moving this direction, that air is moving that direction. So that could be where there's a rotation enough to produce a brief tornado. So this is Mount Airy. You're not included in the spot that we're concerned about. However, if you're in Westfield, I want you to be getting to your safe spot. Sheltontown, though, it looks like it's right over you at the moment. And a wider view, let's kind of zoom out a little bit to give you some idea on where this storm is going. We've been tracking it right there across the northern edge of Surry County for give or take about 20 to 30 minutes already. It's put down a lot of hail. We've been watching, seeing some pictures and videos coming in of some hailstones coating the ground in these areas. And then it rolled right through Mount Airy as well. So if our newsroom can get on the phones and kind of chat with the folks in Mount Airy, they should have a lot to say about this system. As we zoom in a little bit closer, I believe the reason the Weather Service has issued this tornado warning is you see how the storm is wrapping up a little bit. Let me pause it. And I'm analyzing this on the fly. You see how it's wrapped up a little bit right there? This little bowing structure where it kind of has a notch like this, that can be where the air inflows a little bit into the storm system. So when it inflows just like that, you can get some added spin, you can get some added rotation. So bottom line, Surry County, if you're in the eastern part of Surry County, just to the east of Highway 52, just to the north and east of Highway 74 and 52, right there closer to Westfield, this is where that storm is spinning right now. It's not a guarantee that it'll have a tornado, but if there is one, it's just to the south right now of Highway 89. So there's Sheltontown. Westfield is all the way over here on the corner of your screen. The rotation is pretty weak, but it's right in this general area, and it might be strong enough to produce a quick tornado. So that's what we're watching. We're in Surry County right now. I'm going to use a couple of different tools at my disposal here to track this system for you. And if we get any information, our producers will relay it to me and I'll relay it to you. Let's take a 3D slice of the system. The biggest issue so far, honestly, with this storm, and we have the tornado warning, it's been the hail. I can use my 3D radar here. This storm has cloud tops about 30,000 feet tall. And when you see that purplish color right there, you see those purples? those are very sizable hailstones, and they've been falling out of the system quite a lot. So that is hail suspended in the air right now. Hail gets created because the air goes up very quickly in a thunderstorm, and it's cold up there. So when you create the ice balls, that upward motion can allow the hailstones to stay suspended in the air. Eventually, when they get big enough, gravity wins and they fall back to the ground. That's why we've been seeing parts of Surry County getting coated with hail from this severe thunderstorm, which honestly, it's already been there a little while. But the concern always is tornado first, hail second. So let's kind of zoom in on our velocity yet again. That rotation area has not changed. It's generally still in the same part of the county, right there near Sheltontown, just south of Highway 89, I believe it was. Let me take a different look. We'll call out some streets for you. So Highway 89 is the main highway there. We're really looking at Indian Grove Church Road. This, I believe, is Echo Ridge Lane. Here's Kane Road. We have a couple of other areas here. Tom Cook Road would be in the line of this system as well. Rose Lane. Slate Mountain Road would be the next up after that. And then we see this tornado warning at the moment does stop right at the border of Surry County. So probably what will happen as we get a couple more radar scans, a little bit more information, we could start to see this either get extended or dropped by our partners at the National Weather Service. I'm going to go ahead and look at our chat with them, and we have a direct line of communication back and forth between the two, so we can get that information live to you on the air. Right now, I'm not seeing any updates from them. Hopefully that continues. Hopefully we don't want to hear about any damage, but there's a lot of hail in this storm too. So I'm going to show you some of the hail actually coming down. This is a video, and bear with me as I load this up for you live. This video coming in out of the Low Gap area not too long ago. Mark Baden actually took this video and sent it to us. You can see the hail actually coating the ground, looking like snow. We saw this a couple of weeks ago down in, I believe it was Randolph County, wasn't it? From Thomasville over to Level Cross and Climax. This is similar to that. So a lot of hailstones have been falling out of the system. Thanks to Mark for that video and sending it in to us here on News 2. If you have any pictures or videos that you can safely get our way, we'd love to see them. But the number one job that you have if you're in this tornado warning in Mount Airy and in the eastern part of Surry County, you've got to get to a safe spot. Low level, away from windows, exterior walls. What's your safe spot? For me, it's a bathroom or a closet. Yours might be similar. If you have a basement, that is absolutely the best place to go. But this storm is moving fairly quickly, so let's take an updated storm track on this and call out some ETAs for you. This is only until 4:45, by the way. This warning goes till 4:45, and the storm is right there closing in on Westfield. So Westfield is going to be the next small community that's impacted by this storm system. If there is a tornado, it's right in this general area, headed toward Westfield, and then most of the northern half of Stokes County, you would be at risk next. You would be up next. So Stokes County, get ready. Surry County, eastern part, get in your safe spot. And just to reiterate here, if you're in Mount Airy, if you're in Dobson, this thing is past you. The storm is done. So you're already in the clear from that. If you're in Pilot Mountain, this is going to be too north of you also. So let's zoom in a little bit more here and see what I have to show you at the moment. This is just a lot of hail. I mean, this is really, really going to be putting down a blanket of hail. I'm sure it will look like winter time when that is coating the ground here. Latest radar scan is not showing very impressive velocity, to be honest with you. What I mean by that is I don't see a lot of super bright reds and greens right up against each other. Hopefully that is telling me and telling our weather service partners that this is not likely to produce a tornado. But it is possible, and given what they've seen, they've decided to go with a tornado warning. So we're going to stay with it until it is dropped. The time right now, 4:30. You're watching the 4 to 5 on News 2. We're tracking a tornado warning, which is why you're watching me at the wall for the next several minutes, because this could be a life-threatening situation here in Surry County for our neighbors and partners. And if you're not in this part of the area, I want to let you know what we're seeing as well, because there is a severe thunderstorm watch for all of these counties, basically everywhere north of Interstate 40, closer to the Virginia border, southern Virginia. Until midnight, we're going to be basically watching any storms like that one to see how they develop. There's potential for more scattered storms going into the next several hours and into the overnight too. So the evening is really that time frame where we're going to be on guard for severe weather. Now, do I expect a lot of tornado warnings? No, I don't. I think this is the exception and not the rule. But hail, gusty winds, those are probably the main threats that we're going to see in the rest of the area going forward. Now, other systems we're watching, there are a couple of smaller storms and showers right here in Wilkes County. These are not threatening at the moment. Doesn't look like they're really developing very much at all. In fact, so nothing to worry about here. Still following, though, that Surry County tornado warning for the next 15 minutes, but I would expect this is going to be dropped over the next, let's say, 5 minutes or so. The rotation does not look to be quite as strong, and it's also about to hop the border, going from Surry to Stokes County very shortly. So if you are in, let's call out some more roads and streets for you. We're still on the Highway 89 corridor. We're getting word from our newsroom too. No reported power outages, at least at the moment, in Surry County. That's good news. A lot of times power outages are the first clue or the first sign that damage has been happening. And we're not seeing that right now, but we have gotten a lot of reports of hail. So hopefully that's all that we see with this system. Here's Highway 66, right where it intersects with Highway 89. That storm is going to be moving your way. It's already doing so. Let's put a storm path on this now and call out some ETAs. So this is moving at about 30 miles per hour. Right near the community of Westfield at the moment. And so generally Francisco, Collinstown, Brown Mountain School, Hart's Store, Dan River Shores, very low populated area in northern Stokes County. So we have small communities here, but generally you're looking at a lot of hail headed your way. There is still a tornado warning on this system, so it's possible that there could be a tornado in that spinning part of the storm system. Let's take a refreshed look, and we get all these scans from radar every couple of minutes or so. But at the moment, I'll be honest, guys, I really don't see that there's likely to be a strong tornado in the system. We'll keep an eye on it, but right here near Westfield, the rotation is not terribly strong at the moment. And if I look at a different slice here, similar situation. So it was strong for a brief time. It looks like it's weakened a little bit now near Westfield. Even so, I would be paying very close attention. I want you to be in your safe spot until it goes away. If you have friends, family in the Surry County area, and especially right on the Surry County and Stokes County border, make sure they are tuning in. Make sure that they are getting to a safe location. They might not know the severity of the situation unless they're kind of in tune with the news or with their phone at the moment right now. Seeing a couple of lightning strikes, but the main deal here is the spinning motion and of course all of that hail. That is really, whenever you see purple on a radar like this, we're looking at a lot of hail. And there is so much of it falling right now. No further updates here from our National Weather Service partners. I'm just kind of waiting on a signal for them whether they will extend or whether they will drop it. But at the moment, it looks like they're just kind of holding course here. If you're just joining, this is some of the hail that this storm has been producing. I mean, it's been wild. We've been seeing this. This is from Low Gap a little earlier, but really coating the deck, coating the furniture, basically everything in sight, kind of looking like a winter scene. This is from Mark Baden up there in that Low Gap area of Surry County a little bit earlier. Same storm though, and it's been holding together. So the fact that it's holding together means it's probably going to hold together a couple more counties long as we go forward in time over the next little bit. I'm going to step out of the way so you can see some of this a little bit more. We can take this full, guys, actually. Upper 70s, low 80s, your current temperatures right now. A lot of warmth out there, and that's providing the fuel for these thunderstorms. And we do still have the only warning on the board right now is that one up there in Surry County. It is still a tornado warning. It is expiring at 4:45. That's the plan. However, still have a severe thunderstorm watch for a lot of these areas too. Pretty much everyone north of Interstate 40, you have a severe thunderstorm watch all the way until midnight. But the storm itself is starting to move a little bit outside of the warning box. So as of now, I would say Mount Airy, you're definitely in the clear. Mount Airy's in the clear. Westfield, still watching you. This is where that very intense hail is happening. But Francisco, you're really on the line to get this next. And you don't have a warning right now, but the storm is right on your doorstep. So in my opinion, you should at least have a severe thunderstorm warning. Get ready for a severe thunderstorm moving toward Francisco very, very shortly. So this is your next spot for this storm, moving off to the east at about 30 miles per hour, so you only have a couple of minutes to get ready. This tornado warning continues for about 9 more minutes here. Westfield, safe spot, stay in that area, make sure you're being in that best safe location. And kind of the rules of thumb here when it comes to tornadoes, where are the best places to be? Well, in general, putting barriers between you and the outside is the name of the game. You don't want to be right there next to a wall. And the reason is, walls seem really sturdy, but a lot of times flying debris can go right through a wall. If there's a tree branch or something like that, and can just blow right through it. So what would be your best options? Well, it depends on what your home is built like, but generally a middle area like a closet or a hallway or maybe a staircase, those are better options. Obviously, you don't want to be next to windows, but even exterior walls are not your best location. If you're lucky enough to have a basement, a lot of us don't, I don't either, but if you have a basement, that is always the best place. But if you can get to an interior room, a closet, a laundry room, anything like that, go ahead and do that. It might sound silly, but grabbing a helmet can be a great protection to your body. Also putting on shoes. If you are unfortunate enough to have damage, putting on those shoes can put you in a good position to be cleaning up things right afterwards and not being in danger of stepping on glass or things like that. So that's our best advice. Low level, away from walls, you know the drill. Let's get back to radar here, and hopefully, I'm hoping that we can actually just cancel this warning shortly. But as of right now, it looks like it is still in effect until 4:45. This severe thunderstorm, though, continues to move really out of Surry County. It's on the border now, and we're getting a new warning. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is live updating right now. This is a severe thunderstorm warning for Stokes County until 5:30. 5:30, and let me read the text on this for you. This is now pushing east at 30 miles per hour. So it's moving out of Westfield. Well, not yet, but it will be moving out of Westfield. It's moving to the east at 30 miles per hour. Golf ball sized hail has been reported in this system and will continue to be a threat. Right there, wherever those purples are, that's where you're going to see that golf ball sized hail moving into Stokes County next. Also, of course, you could have some damaging wind gusts up to about 60 miles per hour or so. So strong winds, a good amount of hail that looks to be headed your way in Stokes County. But at the moment, we do not have any indication that they're going to expand the tornado warning. Right now, this is just a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning. So hopefully that continues to be the case. But this storm that's been putting down a lot of hail, as we've been mentioning for you, that's been the scene over there in Surry over the last little bit. Newsroom, if we have any other updates, just pass them along to me, and we can maybe get pictures or videos from folks in this area if they send them to us also. Closing in on the view here, we're still looking at Highway 89. This is a rough drive. I mean, this couldn't be any worse right now. All of this hail just blanketing the area, most likely as it moves through the Westfield community. It is crossing the border very shortly. That's why a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Stokes. Still have this warning, a tornado warning for Surry. But I'm expecting that soon that could be allowed to expire. Let's look at our latest velocity. Does not look super impressive to me. And when I say velocity, I really mean how is the air moving? So how are we seeing the air moving in this storm system? It's very disorganized right now. Yes, we do have some rotation, but it's not super impressive. So hopefully that's a sign that the storm has been continuing to weaken as far as rotation goes. But that doesn't mean it's a weak storm. There's still damaging winds, there's still hail that could be happening, and that's why I've been talking about this for so long. This storm will be pushing right there across the Westfield area, which of course is right on the border of Surry and then Stokes. So we just got a new update. Does not look to be any stronger. Still finding some broad rotation here, kind of spinning like this. The red means it's going that way, and then the green means it's going that direction. So that is the storm system still pushing through the Westfield community. And let's take a slice. I call it a slice. It's really a 3D view of the storm system. And take a look right here. How tall it is. It's about 30,000 feet tall. So it's about as high up as you fly when you're in an airliner going across the country. That's that cruising altitude, really. And all of this pinkish color, or fuchsia, or whatever you want to call it, that is the concern for the hail. We see this right here. All of that purplish fuchsia color is a lot of hail being lofted up into the air, and eventually it's going to fall out. So it's likely putting down a lot of hail in the Surry County community, and that is pushing to the east, as we mentioned. Looks to me that they've trimmed down this tornado warning. They have not expired it, but they have allowed it to been clipped a little bit. So we told you here on air that Mount Airy, you've been in the clear. Well, now you're officially in the clear because you're no longer in the tornado warning, it's only for this little chunk. Only for that small section. And coming up at 4:45, we'll have to see if they expand this to include Stokes County as well. No reports of damage coming into our newsroom, by the way. We've been calling, we've been checking, seeing what folks have to say up in the Surry County community. No power outages that we're aware of just yet, and no major reports of damage, but we have been hearing, or at least I've been seeing quite a bit of in the way of hail. And I'm going to check my latest info from the Weather Service. They're going to continue this tornado warning until 4:45. This is for Surry County here. Surry County, still watching this. And it looks like there's a lot of hail coming into us near Zionville, North Carolina, too. Just getting a lot of different pictures and videos on my Twitter feed. And everyone's saying the same thing. Wow, this is a lot of hail. This is a lot of hail coming in and a good amount of damaging wind gust potential. But so far, we've mainly just been seeing the hail, not so much the tornado concern. So hopefully that continues. The storm is not rotating all that strongly. We do have a little bit of rotation right here, but it's even so about to push out of the tornado warning itself. It's not moving very fast, as you can tell. It's kind of just sitting in the same area over and over and over again. So there will eventually be a little bit of a localized flooding concern too. I would imagine your rainfall amounts are going to exceed an inch very quickly in the Westfield community, so you might have a little bit of localized flooding to go along with the hail. And one thing that we noticed a couple of weeks ago when we had all of that hail down in Randolph County and Davidson County, you actually saw a lot of fog developing. So travel in this area really over the next hour or so might be difficult because of limited visibility. If you have hail accumulating on the ground like snowfall, that hail is about 32 degrees. Well, the air is about 75 degrees right now in this part of the area. So you're going to have that fog developing. Areas that are all clear, basically to the west of Westfield, you're all right. There are a few other smaller storms over here. We have a little bit of lightning here in northern Wilkes County, but that's not a big concern. We do have that storm that continues up near Martinsville, Virginia. You're dealing with that as well. Severe thunderstorms are really kind of hugging the border here. This is a North Carolina-Virginia border event today, and the reason is there's a bit of a front here. So they're forming already on either side of that front, and that's where they'll probably continue to ride over the next little bit. We have 3 minutes left of this tornado warning. Looks like this is going to be just kind of a wait and see decision from our partners at the National Weather Service. We actually do not issue any weather warnings here at News 2. We're the go-between. We're the messengers. We're passing along that information. They really are those experts at issuing those warnings. And this one does continue for at least another 3 minutes. Doesn't look like it's moving hardly at all. It's essentially just at a crawl here. But you do see it's maintaining that strength. Unfortunately, the hail just continues to blanket the area. And this is one of the better hail signatures that I've seen in a while. So you're going to get a lot of hail in the storm, and that could be damaging. Hopefully it's on the smaller side, not the stronger side. So far, generally pea-sized hail reports. Let me see if there are any newer storm reports coming in. And sure enough, let's take a look at some of these. These are coming in from the Mount Airy region. I'm going to read this at the same time as you're seeing it here. So this is a hail report reporting about 1-inch sized hail. Check this out. We don't see this a lot. A solid coating of nickel to dime sized hail, about an inch, covered the ground in the Mount Airy area. So really, we don't see that very often. When you get that hail to cover the ground like snow, we had it a couple of weeks ago. It's a similar situation today. This is smaller hail near Pine Ridge earlier, about pea-sized in that general vicinity, and near the city of Toast. Hailed just a little shy of 1 inch. But Mount Airy, definitely the talk of the town right now is that you are getting all of this hail. Your phone buzz for the tornado warning. If you're in Mount Airy, I'm letting you know you're in the clear from this warning. But it does continue for Westfield and right there along that Stokes County border. So just 2 more minutes. We'll continue to watch and see if anyone is going to continue to expand this warning at the National Weather Service. As of now, I have no indication one way or the other. I would estimate this is going to be dropped, but we'll continue to watch this severe thunderstorm as it pushes into Stokes County here, and we'll have plenty of updates on the storm system. But Westfield, still be in your safe spot. This storm is right over you right now. It's likely going to be a long another 15 minutes or so until it kind of clears out of your area. And then Francisco, you're kind of under the gun next up. So Brown Mountain, let's zoom out for Stokes County so you can kind of see where this storm is going. There's your severe thunderstorm warning. really kind of blanketing this chunk. So that darker color right there, that's the elevation of Hanging Rock. So this is Hanging Rock State Park. This is, I believe, Route, is it 66? Yes, it is. Route 66 goes just like that. This is Highway 8. And then you have your severe thunderstorm over here. So it's generally tracking to the east. It's going to kind of blanket that northern part of the county, probably with a lot of hail. It's 4:45 right now. This tornado warning has been allowed to expire. It would appear if it is reissued at any time. I'm going to be right back with you just like this, and we'll talk constantly. But for now, severe thunderstorm warning continues for Surrey and for Stokes, but no tornado warning. So we're okay to go back to regular programming here, and we'll be keeping an eye on this. If another tornado warning is issued, we'll be right there back. Be safe in Stokes and Surrey.
All right, thank you so much, Tim. Keep track of the storm chances on our free WFNY News 2 app. There you will find the latest weather alerts, radar, in the 7-day forecast.
North Carolina public school districts will now be required to offer in-person summer school to students who struggled with remote learning during the pandemic. Governor Roy Cooper signed the Summer Learning Choice for NC Families bill into law earlier today. It creates a fully funded 6-week program, in-person summer program. Parents would have the final say on whether their students will go to summer school. Other students who may not be considered at risk can still enroll if space allows. The summer school program would not hold class on Saturdays and would offer transportation and meals to students. The districts will now have to make a plan to implement the program and submit it to the state at least 30 days before the last day of classes.
Federal health officials are trying to reassure the public that they should not be afraid to get the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine. The CDC says it is aware of several incidents of dizziness and other reactions here in North Carolina and several other states. Wake County says 4 people had adverse reactions and needed to go to the hospital after getting the J&J shot at PNC Arena. There was a similar issue at 2 UNC health clinics where a few people felt lightheaded or fainted. No one went to the hospital there. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus says he is not surprised by these reactions.
It is one and done. These are minor reactions in a very, very small number of people. I am not concerned at all, and the CDC issued a statement that it isn't concerned.
Novant Health also responded to the side effects, saying in part, while we have seen patients experience adverse reactions to all brands of the COVID-19 vaccine, these have been consistent with the expected effects, and we have not seen any concerning trends at our vaccination sites. We will, of course, continue to monitor trends both within our healthcare system and around the country, in addition to follow evidence-based guidance to ensure the continued safety of our patients and team members.
UNCG has been holding vaccine clinics for a while now. But did you know some student nurses have been the ones administering the shot? The pandemic initially forced students to go all remote, eliminating that hands-on experience in clinicals. But senior Delvin Ericat says the opportunity to now give the vaccine makes up for it tenfold. He says he's grateful to be on the front lines of history.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, giving vaccines. It's a little different because it is the COVID vaccine. After we got trained, we were just doing it. We were not on our own per se, but we knew what we were doing.
As he mentioned there, the student nurses are never alone. They have a supervisor watching over them.
Well, we saw a spike in one of our state's coronavirus metrics today. The state said it learned of 2,509 new cases in the past 24 hours. You can see on the graph it's significantly higher than the past couple of weeks. It's the highest number we've seen since late February. It's important to note today marks 2 weeks since Governor Cooper eased restrictions on businesses. We've constantly heard it takes about that long to see impacts from changes to restrictions. We'll have a better idea of possible impacts over the coming days. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Mic check, 1, 2. Yeah, here we are. We're talking 1, 2. Do we? Yeah, it's Friday. I'm tired, but it's Friday. So.
We all love Fridays, and not just because the weekend is here. It's time for Friday Football Fever. Tonight's game of the week is Glenn at East Forsyth. WFMY News 2's Luke Liddon is there live with more on the matchup.
Hey, Amanda, I think we're both pretty excited for Friday Football Fever later this evening because we got a great slate of matchups all across the region, including our game of the week, like you just mentioned, between Glenn and East Forsyth. And it's interesting because this is a rematch between these two rivals. Glenn actually shut out East Forsyth at the beginning of the season with an 18-0 victory. So I think it's safe to say that the Eagles want a little bit of revenge tonight. And remember, this isn't a team to take lightly, as the Eagles are back-to-back champs and are trying to three-peat. It's obvious that might give their opponents a little added motivation to knock off the Eagles, although at this point in the season, it's nothing the defending champs aren't used to.
I mean, we're pretty used to having a bullseye on our back, whether we were the state champions or not. So our kids just kind of, they understand the atmosphere and what goes on at East. So they're just ready to go out there and play one game at a time. And hopefully go out here tonight and win the conference outright. Share it with anybody, obviously. So, and then after that, we'll get ready for the next season, which is the playoffs, hopefully.
Hey, you heard it from Coach there first. The win tonight, they're conference champs. They don't want to share it with anybody else. We, of course, will have highlights of this matchup plus many more that Amanda and I will share with you later tonight on Friday Football Fever. Kickoff for this game set for 7 p.m. Can't wait. It's going to be a good one. Be sure to join us later tonight at 11 o'clock.
And thanks, Luke. Of course, you see where he is. It's sunny, and that's probably the way that it is where you are as well. Lots of sunshine across most of the Triad. You wouldn't even know we have a storm threat, but we do. Temperatures are in the low 80s and upper 70s at the moment. And here's the radar. Notice something clear. Wherever there's thunderstorms that are developing, whether it's here, there, right along the Virginia border, any storm that's forming today is basically becoming severe. And the reason for that is the atmosphere is stacked up in such a way today where it makes it really easy for them to develop some hail quite quickly. This is the latest view on this storm system that had a tornado warning on it. Right now it doesn't, but it, boy, sure still has a severe thunderstorm warning. It's right near Francisco. We're right along Highway 89, Highway 66, right near Hart's Store. It's coming up on Route 8 in about 10 or so minutes. This pink and fuchsia color means there's a ton of hail. And we've seen a lot of hail in this system. We've seen it from Mount Airy, and it's continuing now into Stokes County. You are under the gun at the moment. Quiet elsewhere for now, but what we have, remember, what's the difference between a watch and a warning? A watch means you keep an eye out. You watch for things to develop, even though they might not be there yet. We have a severe thunderstorm watch until midnight for all of those counties shaded in pink, basically everywhere north of Interstate 40. Our severe weather threat level today is a 2 out of 5. Significant, and mostly because of a hail concern. So Futurecast does show we could still be tracking the radar even as late as 9 and 10 o'clock tonight, but it quiets down after midnight. Unfortunately, tomorrow could be a repeat affair. What I'm looking at here is by around 6 to 7 o'clock, we start to see some scattered storms. By the evening on Saturday, that is when we have to watch more carefully. Your 7-day forecast will be coming up in just a little bit. News 2 at 5 is coming up as well. Stay with us.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Hi there, that was dumb. We hate tornado warnings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Hi, Hawaii, Idaho, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, New Hampshire, New Jersey, Nevada.
Hi, some storms popping up around the Piedmont. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
sometimes I feel like there just aren't enough hours in a day. Between getting acclimated to a new city, job, and running errands, time, it just seems to slip away. By the time I get home from work, I'm ready to relax and have some downtime. But a girl must eat, right? For the past couple days, I didn't feel like whipping up dinner. And when that happens, it is the drive-thru or curbside pickup for me. Eating out is great, but I don't want to make a habit of it. I've always been a big advocate of meal prepping. It not only saves time, but it also saves money. At the start of the pandemic, I got so into cooking that meal prepping has become a weekly routine for me. On Sundays, I usually prep my lunch and dinner for the week and then save eating out for the weekends. Meal prepping not only gives me more time to focus on other responsibilities, but it also helps me to make better food choices. It no longer feels like a chore, but more like a hobby. I am obsessed with looking up new recipes online and trying out different cookbooks. Spending a few hours in the kitchen once or twice a week has become a stress reliever, and it's always a great feeling to look at the finished product. So I had an off week, but I'm ready to get back on track. If you find yourself going through the drive-thru more than you'd like, maybe meal prepping is something you'd like to try if you like to save some cash and eat healthier. That's my 2 cents. That's your 4 to 5. WFNY News 2 at 5 starts now.
Some storms popping up in parts of the Piedmont Triad. A tornado warning was in effect in Surry County that expired within the last 30 minutes, but a lot of hail came down, as you can see on that truck over there.
Yeah, wow. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley, we're starting with you. Who is seeing those storms right now?
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys.